Greetings dear students. Today we are going to discuss on the topic listening skill. So what are the effective ways in listening, and what is contextual listening, listening for specific information and listening to an instruction? What is the major differences, and what is the definition for all these types of listening is being discussed in this particular video. So let us look into the introduction to listening skill. Listening is one of the crucial skill in the communication skill because listening, we used to listen in a daily basis, on a daily basis, all the daily interactions, learning, and in all the professions we tend to listen a lot. So there are different types of listening based on the purpose and context. The first one is contextual listening, second one is listening for specific information, and third one is listening to instruction. So understanding these types will help you comprehend retention and effective communication purpose. So we should be able to differentiate between these types of listening, so that will help to enhance our communication skill. The first type is contextual listening. Let us look into the definition of contextual listening. Contextual listening is the ability to understand and interpret the spoken language based on the context in which it is used. So according to the context, we must be able to understand and interpret it. For that purpose, we tend to listen. So this type of listening is called contextual listening. This means listening not just to the words, but also considering the situation, speaker's tone, non-verbal cues, and the environment. So in the contextual listening, we tend to look into or consider everything: the situation in which the speaker is speaking, and what is the tone the speaker is using. Is he using an argumentative tone? Is he using a persuading tone, or is he creating sympathy? What is the tone? We need to analyze that, and we should also keep in mind all the non-verbal cues that is being done by the speakers, and also consider the environment in which the speaker is speaking. See, listening, this contextual listening can be in various places. For example, listening, a student listening inside a class. So it is a classroom setup. That is the environment. A politician speaking to a public. So in a public setup. So we should consider what is being listened and from where it is being listened. And the utmost purpose of this contextual listening is we should be able to understand and interpret that information later. And what are the key components of this contextual listening? Context of the conversation. We should be able to extract whether the context is formal or informal. What is the tone and the mode of speaker? What is the cultural and situational factors that is affecting the speech, and also the body language and gestures. What is the importance of contextual listening? This contextual listening helps to understand the intention and the emotions behind all the words. So we will be able to understand what is the intention and the emotion, and it also allows for the better interpretation of any ambiguous statement. So if we tend to listen, we will be able to erase all the ambiguity, and we should be able to enhance the empathy and relationship building in a communication. So this contextual listening will help to enhance the empathy and relationship between two people, and it also enables for the any appropriate responses. Like if we need any responses, if we listen, we will be able to extract that. So now moving on to listening for specific information. So listening for specific information involves focusing on particular detail or fact in a message while ignoring the less relevant or distracting. The best example is while we are sitting in a railway station, we used to listen to the announcement. We will be like listening keenly till the train number or the train name is being said. So once the train name is not the what we are looking for, then we stop listening to that. But at the same time, if the announcement is about the train which we are looking for, then we looking for the specific informations, that is what is the time, expected time of the arrival of that particular train. So that is the best example for listening for a specific information. What are the key aspects in listening for specific information? It helps to identify key points. So the first aspect is identifying the key points. So which are the key points? We have to look into or focus on the relevant point that we need. So we need to listen only to that. We tend to listen only to that. And filtering out the distractions, we have to filter all the distractions while listening for this, or while we are looking for this specific information, and we have to listen with purpose. Just now I told you people an example of railway station announcement. So we need to listen for, so we are listening for a purpose, that we are looking for that particular arrival of that train. So there is a purpose behind this listening for specific information. So what are the importance of listening for specific information? So it enhances the ability to extract important details, and it ensures the efficient information that is being gathered without getting overwhelmed by the irrelevant data, and it also helps in decision making. So keep in the mind which I gave you people the example for this listening for specific information. Moving on to listening to an instruction. Let us look into the definition first. Listening to instruction involves paying close attention to step-by-step direction, often to complete a task or follow a process. We always listen to certain set of informations before we start doing anything. What are the key characteristics of listening to instructions? So first of all, we listen carefully to the every steps or each and every instructions that is being given to us, and we follow a sequence, and we understand the how and why behind the instruction. What is the importance of listening to instructions? We ensure that the tasks are completely correct and efficiently good, and it helps in avoiding all the errors, and it also enhances our ability to execute a complex task in an easy manner. So if we follow the instructions properly, that leads to the erasing of all the ambiguity. Before starting to do any particular work, we will be like any particular new work, we don't know how to proceed. So these instructions will help us to proceed properly in a correct manner. So this is all about your three types of listening, and the practical examples of this listening skill is, for example, for contextual listening is listening to a colleague who is expressing the frustration about the workload. And listening for a specific information example is listening to any sales pitch, focusing on the key benefits and the pricing details, ignoring all the fillers that is being given spoken. And listening to instruction example is listening to teacher who is explaining the science experiment in the lab. So step by step listening to the instructions will lead to the effective result of that particular experiment. So what are the challenges in listening? So in contextual listening, we overlooking emotional cues and misinterpret the tone. So we tend to do this. We overlook into the emotions and we misinterpret the tone. And in specific information, we get distracted by all the irrelevant details, and in instructions we miss out some important steps, or we fail to understand that particular steps. These are the challenges that we face while listening. What are the solution for eradicating this challenge? We have to have this active listening skill, and we have to ask some clarifying questions, or some more questions that is going to give you some clarity. And we also have to practice this focusing on particular thing or paying attention properly. So what are the various tips? We have some set of tips to improve our listening skill. So we have to practice active. See, everything is cultivated. All your LSRW skills that can be achieved. Your listening skill, reading, speaking, writing, everything is achieved with practice. We have to cultivate that practice. So similarly, we have to practice this active listening, and we have to engage with the speaker. We have to avoid multitasking. So while listening, we have to dedicate all our time only in listening. We have to clarify whenever we feel this ambiguity, and we have to use notes. So the most important things is we should take down all the important informations for the later references. So to conclude, effective listening, it is an essential for all the communications, both in personal and professional setting. And contextual listening helps to interpret all the meanings behind every word, And listening for specific information helps to gather all the relevant details efficiently, and listening to instruction ensures whether the tasks are done correctly and efficiently. Thank you.